Welcome, episode 50 of the Slab podcast. Halfway to 100. That's crazy. Just thinking about it. That's cool though. How you doing, Professor Oak?
Fantastic. How are you doing? 50. I feel like there's a word for that. Is it like bicentennial, dicentennial or something? I feel
I
like
think
there's a
so.
phrase for
Bicentennial
it.
Man was a movie, so probably. Yep.
Oh my
Sounds about
god.
right.
Well, hello. Happy 1 year anniversary of Slab
Man,
Podcast.
that's awesome. 1 year since our first upload. Full
Amazing.
podcast upload. Awesome. 50
Yeah,
episodes.
I don't
Crazy.
think we were ever really pictured this moment where we'd be celebrating a full year.
No.
And
No.
like you said last week, only missing a couple for various extenuating circumstances we couldn't get around. But wow, a full year of a lot of conversation, a lot of hours. Went over some of that data last week, but
Hell yeah, man.
amazing.
It's been an
Congrats.
honor. Same to you. Same to you. We're not gonna get all sappy again on you guys like we did last week about cracking over to the new year. So we're just gonna jump in it. We're gonna go through a bunch of spicy topics because we're gonna
Yeah.
just do what the f we want to do. So we're gonna go through a whole bunch of them, talk about some new ones. I'm gonna bust Oak's balls because he didn't have a single one in the last 3 episodes except for one of them, but we already talked about that one. So hopefully Oak will leave us effing comment at noon tomorrow, and he'll have a
Yep.
chance of getting on here again.
Fingers
So
crossed, eh?
I got everything crossed right now. The spicy comment winner from last week. Shout out to Pokey BB, Brandon Baker. He had said probably one of the least spiciest comments, but I ran with it because there was one even less spicy, just congratulating us on whatever turning over to the new year. He said square cut pizza is better than pizza cut in triangles. Being a Detroit man myself, square cut pan deep dish pizza is in the blood. Jets Pizza is, if you've had Jets Pizza, that's probably one of the more mainline franchise deep
Mhm.
dish Detroit style pizza places. But 100%, I am not on the same page as Dave Portnoy. Dave Portnoy likes thin bitch pizza, nice and not floppy, extra hard, like just pinky up pizza is kind of like what he calls it bar pizza, but it's effing pinky up pizza. I like
Mhm.
my shit to put me to sleep after I eat it, and that's what a square pizza is gonna do for me. Phenomenal, nice and crunchy. It's you can't beat it. You cannot effing beat it. What do you think?
It looks good too. It looks better than a little, a little flimsy thin crust thing. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it sounds amazing. The one thing I will say, which I feel like is true in my experience, I think another part of why square cut is so good is the slices are smaller. I feel like they're a little bit easier to like navigate, and it feels less like messy or whatever. Sometimes I've had some really big pieces before, and the triangle slices have been like ridiculous. They've been crazy. So
Costco.
um, I'm all for it. Yeah, I like honestly, I like kind of what you were saying, where it's thick and spongy and just covered in all the sauce and toppings or whatever. Like, yeah, I want the full experience, not like an appetizer. I feel like thin crusts are like appetizers. I feel like a
Yeah,
real deep
yeah,
dish, like a real thick, solid pizza that's the real deal. Like that's
yeah.
the full
You
on.
like even it's borderline when you get a hand tossed pizza because you could
Mhm.
toss it too much and then get too thin. That's bitch pizza. So yeah, deep dish, Chicago styles even. It's pretty. It's that's a girthy pizza like that. Like if you want to put something in your mouth, That's a good slice of pie.
What about what about stuffed crust?
Yeah, being from Pizza Hut, working there, my only other career I've ever had for 4 years, 10 out of 10. I could smash
That's what I
stuffed
thought.
crust. Like everyone's doing it now. I'm seeing. I don't know if a patent run out or what, but Little Caesars, freaking everybody's got. I swear they probably patented it. I don't know. There was probably a patent on it, and nobody did it for the longest. And everybody's doing it, and I'm all
Yeah, it's a
for it.
good point. Yeah, that's a good point. I wonder if the pattern, like, yeah, I don't know.
They had to do something, I'm sure, because nobody touched it. I swear.
I like
And
when
if
they
they
put
did, it
that,
was like a
like,
mom and pop shop because nobody would know.
I like when they
But
do the brush with the like garlic
oh
butter,
god,
like the
yeah,
buttery stuff, and it's like all shiny and oh my god, like salty, garlicky. Yeah, sublime.
doing good
Pizza
for my
is
no pizza 24.
oh seriously, it's just like it's just such a good food, and there's so many different flavors and designs and styles and stuff. It's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. Best food in the world. Next week's spicy topic. I'll let you want to go first or want me?
You can
Okay.
go for it.
Since I noticed the guy never comments on our stuff, I'm calling somebody the F out. He only comments when we say something about him, apparently. So I'm gonna say something else about him. We're already, as the day of this upload, it'll be January 10th. Old school Pokemon promised to make YouTube content, and he is not coming through. Where you at?
OSP. Okay, I'll do my spicy comment. I'm gonna say that if you're a data analyst, you should be making some crazy money in Pokemon. I'm gonna say that.
In Pokemon?
Well, yeah, the hobby.
Very well. I thought you were just talking about career in general. I'm like, both, right? Both.
Well, yeah.
Okay. So everybody, please, again, shout out to Ditto Faction and the other gentleman who won. Forgetting your name. But Ditto Faction got his Diglett slab, I believe, already, or if not, it should be better. It was like a week ago I shipped it, so should be
Nice.
there by now. Appreciate you guys again. So leave spicy comments down below because we will be doing probably more of these episodes this year because we're both in school and it makes it easier to produce some content. So leave a spicy comment down below. We thoroughly appreciate it and love reading all your guys' comments. So keep on keeping on and go like some of them. So, speaking of my spicy comment, I had left a spicy comment in one of the recent videos. We had gone back like 3 videos on this. We got a bunch of different stuff inside here to go through. A
Lots of cool
lot of
stuff.
I kind of I kept it pretty like actual spicy or hobby related comments. I didn't get any of like the none of the foo foo. We love you guys, Josh. You're so beautiful. You do look like Blippy. I know I do. I'm a freaking identical. All those comments, I left them out. So I said last episode, 2024 will be the most normalized year buying and selling in the hobby.
What's
Now,
normal anymore?
yeah, I'll let you. I want to hear what you guys say.
I don't know what normal is anymore. I don't even know. There's people saying that it's dying, and I see these sales going for like way more than I want to pay, and then I see other stuff that's like selling for $1, and I'm just like everything's all over the place. I don't know where we're at. Like I saw lots of sealed stuff at the stores I've been to, and it hasn't been the stuff I wanted. But there's a lot there, so like that's confusing. I don't know. Some prices are high, some are going low. Like there was a guy, like I sent a message to get a Pokemon Center ETB, and he like was gonna do it with me for $40 sealed, and I'm like, they're like 60. And he was
Yeah,
like reselling it to me for 40. Like I don't understand what's going on. Like just hold it until you make a profit. I don't know. But I just feel like things are all over the place. So when you say normalized, I want to know what that means because I've lost all sense of what's normal anymore in this hobby. I just feel like it's like YOLO. Everything's all over the place.
when I think normal, I think 2019, 2018. That's normal. It is. I don't think it'll ever be. It won't be there. It won't be those like. And when I'm talking there, I'm talking those prices. I'm talking product on the shelves. Like when I say normal, I'm talking when I walk my big ass into Walmart and I let my wife go buy whatever, and I go over to the card section, and they got anything I can imagine. Any of the last 3 recent sets, at least, no Metazoo, and it looks freaking flawless. Just and the pick of the litter, I can grab whatever I want. To me, that's like perfect. But in addition to that, of course, I think the only other thing is prices, like availability to buying cards at what I think is like new record lows, and it's basically flatlined. And I feel like through summer 2023 and where we're at now, like it is a pretty normal price. Like even booster box prices are pretty freaking normal. Like it's crazy that everyone's dogging some of these sets, like the like Scarlet and Violet base set, 85. You can get it for $85 in some places, but that's $85. Look at my brother Metazoo. You got $20 boxes. People got to give hand jobs to get rid of their stuff. Like it's not good. So it's chilling. I think that's a very healthy, normalized price for new release products. Even 151, absolute insanity towards the end of the year. That set's gonna, in my opinion, do freaking insane things. And you could still walk into Targets and Walmarts and see it on the shelf. That's huge. That to me is normal. I think this is going to be the year where we don't really have an issue with any sets releasing this year not being on the shelf available for like the first time, which will be cool. It'll be cool. And I think the prices will be pretty normal. I don't think we're going to see any big dips or any big increases, like big increases being like base set first edition going up 20%. No shot. Not going to happen.
No.
Not any like ultra modern set that came out 3 months ago. We're not going to get that Japanese waifu boom this year like we did last year. So it's going to be pretty normal. So this will be the year to test like all of the people in the industry. Like this is a very normal thing we're going to be going through. If you can make it in this, you're going to be chilling.
What about slabs?
Yeah, the prices of graded cards. Yeah, that's kind of what I was hinting on. I don't think the prices are going to change this year, plus or minus 10%. Like I don't think it's going to be that big of a swing. It'd have to be a significant event that isn't in anyone's forecast, like the Japanese waifu boom. That was madness, but something like some weird.
I'm curious if you feel the same, that almost like even though all that stuff's a little crazy, like I was saying, I do feel like there's a pretty consistent demand. Like I feel if you list something, maybe the price is a bit lower than it used to be, whatever, the past couple of years, but you can sell it. Like like someone will buy anything. Like anyone will buy anything at the moment still if it's priced right.
Yep. And thinking card shows, like card shows are at an all-time attendance rate. People playing Pokemon is at an all-time high for attendance. It's doing healthy, great things. It's not, I don't think the number of people playing Pokemon is going to spike down or spike up. I think it's just going to keep it on this year. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, Collecticon's expanded. They're doing more locations and bigger and bringing more stuff. So if that's any indicator of the hobby, which that is a pretty good center point for it, I think, buying, selling, in person, playing, trading, all the rest of it, like anything can happen there.
Yep. You better start making plans to come in October to Chicago because it seems to be like it's going to be the big dog.
Chicago.
Yep. It's got like 3 sections sold out. I volunteered to be the 3rd section leader. At least
Right.
I haven't looked in the chat in like a month, but I did at the time. I was a 3rd section leader. So there's a lot of people going. I'm driving to it. It's going to be a banger. So you better see your ass
That's
there.
cool.
You got 10 months to plan for it.
That was the first place I went when I landed in Chicago.
Exactly.
Landed in
It's a
Memphis.
homecoming.
Good old hair, trying to find my way. That place is like a zoo. It's so
I've never
crazy.
flown there, luckily.
Oh my god. And everyone drives on the wrong side of the road. I was like, what's going on?
Bunch of dipshits.
Crazy.
Yeah. But you'll be there, right?
Honestly, I like the idea of it. I wonder if I could make a vacation out of it instead of just a day or two.
I'll give you some
'Cause
good places to go in Michigan. It's
it'd be nice in October.
just around the bend.
It'd be cool, right? But it won't be freezing in October.
It snowed here in on Halloween and there on Halloween this year, but usually it's like 45, 50 average.
That's freezing. Oh my god. Oh,
Jesus.
okay. Well, I'll bring my big coat.
Yeah, big
Ditto
coat.
faction. Ditto faction. Let's jump into it. 2024 will continue to see a rise in popularity in competitive play, leading to another boom in Pokemon prices. Pokemon bulk
Bulk
prices. Okay. Okay, that's a very different story. So he's saying, or she, or they are saying that there'll be more bulk. I'm looking at all the piles I've got. More bulk sold because a lot of people are going to be using them building decks out this year. I do think another part of what influences that is kind of what you were saying in terms of how much does Pokemon or Millennium Print Group that they bought, how much are they printing? Like, is it going to be able to be available readily on shelves? I think so. It seems that way. Like, it's not don't seem too scarce at the moment, but um, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I can't see bulk prices increasing while we have raw product and sealed product like on shelves. I like the idea of it. I don't know. What do you think?
I think, yeah, I think that of all the things I was just talking about has probably the biggest potential of doing the best and seeing a bigger rise than anything else. Um, some of it being Pokemon content creation sees the most views in competitive play. The video games, the TCGs,
Mm,
like millions of views on these videos from these guys. And there's a lot more of those people making that content too. There's so many people making like Pokemon competitive TCG content and stuff like that. There's dedicated podcasts to people talking about it. People on Twitch streaming Pokemon TCG online and all this other stuff. So that helps in a sense, but also like Pokemon Wonder had mentioned, there was like an all-time high in the regional at Charlotte and stuff like that. Over 2,000 people, I think. It'll be interesting to see like if they keep doing what they're doing. Um, yeah, it'll be interesting. Also, I think it helps that Hawaii is the world's. So now, not more than ever, but already us having the most people in the game competitively, and now like an attainable distance. Hawaii, okay, maybe I can get my family to swing it. Instead, Tokyo, no shot. Most people, no shot.
yeah. Hawaii is
They're like,
US
hey,
technically, right? I mean,
yeah, to be able to make it to Worlds, you could just go to every event. You have to do semi decent in order to attain a certain number of points to go, but you could actually go to Worlds without ever winning an event. It's something you can do in Pokemon. You just got to travel a bunch to these events to get your invite. I got a friend that's going through it, trying to do it, and it's a freaking grind. It's a grind. So in that, bulk prices will go up. Demand will go up. So yeah, I don't know how big of a spike, but bulk I think is pretty low right now. So I think it's got a good opportunity to go up.
yeah, it'd be cool. I'd love, like you say, see more people getting involved doing it in person. Um,
Yep.
I think the experience around it too. It's not even just the game and the competition. If people are going there and spending a couple of days and doing trade nights and like having meals together, all the stuff like we've done at Collecticons. Hopefully, that would be fun and just continue to go in that area too, especially the locals that you might be able to meet up with again at some point.
Yeah. Yep. Going on to the next one, Mr. Pokey Kid 96. Shout out to you, my dude. Um, in 2024, do you guys see more people interested in raw singles rather than slabs with Pokemon? Less grading. I'll go first. You did yours first. Yeah, I think historically, if you look back, I think more people are interested in raw singles than slabs in general. Um, because of the competitive TCG and all these people that are actually interested in singles, but I think he's more so thinking about collecting and not playing. So thinking about collecting cards, I think it is a much closer number. That if you eliminate all the people that get cards to play the game competitively, those people are obviously going after and interested in raw cards. If you get rid of those people entirely and just look at people collecting, it's probably, I'd be curious if it's closer to 50-50 of people that actually collect slabs and binders, and then people that only do binders. So I would have to say it's probably pretty close to that. And in 2024, just looking at that little subset of the collector base, I would say grading slabs is going to be an all-time high again. The number of cards being graded is an all-time high. The prices of like ultra modern cards graded is like an all-time low. It's more attainable for most people. I think it's a great time to be collecting graded cards. I just missed like I just missed the friggin' Moltres auction, the card that I was talking to you about I wanted to buy. That PSA 10 Moltres card sold for $7. 2018, I was pissed. I'm like, all right, dude. So
Oh my
like
god.
just it's crazy. So I think the graded cards are gonna do well this year. What about you?
Um, it's tough. I think it's a tough one to know. I don't know if there's a win lose for that, because I feel like almost feel like Pokemon's right and wrong at the same time in terms of what's posing here is, do we see more people interested in raw singles? But then it's adding in rather than slabs. But I feel like there's growing interest in both. I don't think it's like a rather situation. I do genuinely think more people are collecting it in the hobby than ever. There might be less flippers and stonk doggers, that kind of stuff. But I feel like there's still a lot of people that, just like you said, watching the videos, going to events, buying stuff. I mean, if they're printing a bajillion cards through Millennium, like people must be buying them. Like there can't be
Yeah.
too many sitting on shelves. Or otherwise, prices would be $40. Like everyone would just be selling them just to get rid of them. I do feel like there's a lot of demand. Like I see Facebook groups and Discord and stuff like that, and there's just thousands of people like just commenting and like just being involved every single day. There's just so many. It's huge. What I will say that I think does have a bit of a determining factor in my opinion on this is slabs are expensive. Like I don't think most people collect slabs. I think most people would get a slab or be gifted a slab of like a special card, or like what, like their childhood Charizard they would want in a slab to preserve it, or their new modern card that they opened 100 packs and they finally pulled it and they want to keep that forever, or they think it's perfect or whatever. I think it's more of like a special occasion thing than like you and I with boxes of them as collections. I do think more people will be interested more in raw. I think there is more demand there. I mean, I was just thinking, like, as you were talking through that stuff, I think I probably have more raw Pikachus than slabs now. I mean, I just have literally like pages. Pages. I mean, you can't see it. Just pages of Pikachu. Like it's like in every kind of different crazy Pikachu. I mean, that's just the few that I've filed so far. And I've got boxes. I've got like rows of them that I just need to organize. It's just I can't even tell you how many raw cards I have, and it's way more than slabs. Like in total, obviously most people probably would, but even the ones that I want to keep, it's way more than slabs in total. So yeah, I don't know. It's cheaper. It's cheaper to buy singles and collect them, and it's the same thing. I think save the money for the slabs for like the good stuff, like the stuff that you really want. Treat yourself.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Make the most of it. It makes it special then. Instead of having a PSA 7 of every card, you could just have that one nice PSA 10 or maybe a trio of them or something. Food for
Yeah.
thought.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Monotone cards. Shout out Monotone. Talking about the CGC 9.5 bump to Gem Mint 10. I think it was Gem Mint, right? But it's a Gem
Yeah,
Mint
CGC
9.5
9.5 Gem Mint. Yeah.
to a Gem Mint 10. In hindsight, do you think BGS would have benefited from also making a change to make their 9.5s into 10s? Because that was on the table before community backlash caused them to not move on with that. Yeah, it's tough. I think it does make sense. Their gem rate, which we looked at, was incredibly high, and there isn't that many 10s. So that tells me that they have a massive amount of 9.5s, and I'm sure we could pull that data and take a look at it. But for me, I like honestly think there's just so many 9.5s. I see so many of them. Do you? Am I just biased
Of
from a
Beckett?
few? Yeah, I feel like there's
Yeah.
loads.
It's tough to get a 10.
And if it wasn't tough, if it was the same as potentially what it is now as 9.5, if they just changed their number and not what the actual grading was, because if people are getting gem mints and they're 9.5s, you don't feel as cool about it. Like it's not as fun. Like people like 10s. So I think they could benefit. I think people just are scared of change in so many different areas of the world and life. And that's a change, and it would freak people out, even though it means practically nothing in our universe. Honestly, what do you think? Do you think they should have? Do you think they could? Like, there's still time. They might be around for another 100 years.
I think if sports and Pokemon were separate and we talked about them separately, yeah, I think Beckett could have benefited by doing what CGC maybe should have. Like they should have done like people like tens 10 sets, people like the whatever the freaking thing, the where you upload all of your cards into the thing, you get your rated number for how many graded cards you got, whatever the hell it's called. Drawing a blank. The PSA database, whatever, registry.
Registry.
People love that. People love that crap, and people love, like I said, collecting 10 sets. Like people are chasing 10s.
Oh yeah.
BGS is not doing themselves favors, not giving as much out, but also they have that chase, the black label. Like it would have been interesting if
It's
CGC
special.
would have done and left the perfect. That would have been really interesting to see how that dynamic would have changed things and made it easier just to get a Gem Mint 10. Because right now it's the exact same percentage as PSA 10s, basically. If you look at the pop reports for recent sets, basically the same percentage. The people like getting 10s and making 10 sets. A lot of sports people just they grade different cards or certain people. They don't do a lot of sets. Like some of the whales will have like T206 sets and 86 Fleer basketball sets and
Yeah.
whales. But most people are collecting certain people, like we collect certain species in Pokemon. So there's not too much of like every single card needs to be a 10. I feel like obviously people would like that, but which is why Beckett I think had a lot of backlash because they're so entrenched. They've been around a lot longer than CGC. CGC making that change was not getting too many waves out there, and I feel like it didn't affect too many people because sports, there are so many people that had so many millions of dollars of cards inside of their collection of Beckett slabs. Whereas you look at CGC, they weren't giving out freaking 10s really before this change. Nobody had millions of dollars of CGC slabs. Like, there
Mm-mm.
was not that dude that was like, "Wow, you just completely effed me." Like, I'm sure some people did get maybe whatever wrecked or something, but most people upgraded from 9.5s to 10s, and you were able to collect 10s. So I think Beckett could have benefited because then people could have got a base set 10 set. There's no shot in hell you could get a 1999 base BGS pristine 10 set. Nobody. Like I don't even know if you can get a 9.5 set. I think it's like a pretty low population set.
Mm.
You probably could if you found them, but I never seen them sons of bitches go for sale. So um they could have benefited, but no shot. Everything encompassed sports and Pokemon, they would have lost customers because sports would have not graded with them anymore. It would have been a lose because more of their stuff is sports.
Yeah, I agree.
And
I mean, do you think it plays into what we were talking about last week with their numbers being so low compared to the others, even though there is such a high demand for their black labels? Like, do you think that if they made that change, people may risk trying to get a 10 more? There might be more submissions to them.
no, then they would
No.
fall right behind CGC to number 3. Right now, they're in a nice little niche pocket of being number 1 for black labels.
Yeah, ain't broke, don't
They're
fix
not
it kind
really
of thing.
competing with CGC. They're not really pulling the people collecting and grading the bulk, most of it, like people are doing, like chasing black labels for bulk, like modern stuff, but they're not really competing with CGC and PSA. They're kind of just on their own little tangent. Like, you guys keep doing yourself, keep getting roasted by Opossum and everybody else. Like, just keep doing what you're doing. We're just going to keep turning and burning, grading black labels sometimes. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I tell you, I'm looking at the one that you gifted me very generously. For those that don't know,
That's
he
bad.
gave me an absolutely gorgeous PCU. I don't understand why it's now 5 because it really is perfect. It's just immaculate. And the slab looks like an
Shit. No.
award. No, I like it. I think it looks like an award that you would have on your desk. It looks fancy. It feels fancy. It feels solid. It feels like something like when I was in banking that I would want a little, I don't know, banker of the month or something, and it'd be something I'd keep on my desk, like some like little award thing. It just feels like fancy, so different to a PSA slab.
Yeah, I
I
would
like
say the
I like
BGS
it.
slab's the only slab you could probably kill somebody with by throwing it.
Oh yeah.
If you hit them in the
Yeah.
temple with that sharp corner, they're done.
So sharp. Yep. Sharp. It feels solid. It feels secure, not rattling. I love that there's a sleeve inside. I do like when they sleeve them. Um, don't love that there's a patent number for the slab right on the front of it. Um,
There's a patent
also,
number.
yeah, they like put it. See it?
Oh yeah, on the bottom. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't love that. That's not great.
That's funny.
Just looks
That's
cool.
their
I
flex.
like it.
Moving on. Mr. Just Jack 21. He said it was obvious Metazoo was going to fail from the start. Best Roke's favorite game. Uh he is committed tens and tens of thousands of dollars to this game sealed product, I've heard. Um, anyways, it was obvious Metazoo. I don't know how obvious it was. It had a lot of people involved. A lot of people. Like,
A lot of
it
interest.
had
Yep.
you had Gary King Pokemon change his name to King Metazoo. Literally, his son changed his name was Metazoo Devon. You had, I think it's partially owned by Steve Aoki. You got inside of Targets and other companies like, I don't know any other like Kickstarter
Rudy.
TCGs really that are succeeding like that. Like, that's like success. You got to know somebody generally, which Steve Aoki, he knows probably a couple of people to make something like that happen. So it had a lot of good going for it. A lot. So from the start, I gotta disagree. I can't like me myself. I was buying some Metazoo. Like I was like, hey, this card's cool. Like I wanted a Kickstarter box. I was like, and I still like it's that's some bitch cheap as hell. Like it's like $1,000. That thing was 10 grand. RIP the bag holders. Um, crazy, crazy. I absolutely do not agree. This from the start, everyone thought like, wow, this thing's booming. Like it had a lot of bad feels. Like it felt like a crypto, essentially, the way people were treating it. Oh, I'm gonna buy this. Oh, they're doing like every freaking thing had a promo. A lot of things felt bad. And that was, I think, what ended up hurting them overall. Like all this different stuff, and then being late on almost every promise you ever made. A lot of that hurt him, but in the beginning, I don't like obviously it's why Catch 'em All Collectibles is in it. He didn't see that. He didn't see where they're standing now. They haven't failed yet, but it's a dark time. What do you think?
I don't know if I would say that it was like really obvious that they were going to fail. I don't know if I'd go that far. I was a little skeptical on what they like, how it could come to fruition long term, because I didn't think there was that many cryptids that they could like change up. I guess I don't know like what they were going to do, and then they did quite interesting sets. You know, like the
Yeah,
UFO and what was that
native,
Jungle
wilderness,
Box they did, Wilderness, yeah, all the rest of
night,
it.
the dark one.
Yeah, there's been a few, and they're interesting, but I don't see them and feel personally super excited about it. And I think for me, if I don't feel excited about it, I'm then thinking how many other people are not feeling excited about it. And I know we give people a hard time, we give basic and down stuff all the time about it. We joke about it. It is it is cool. It's interesting. I wouldn't say I hate it or like I want them to fail or anything as such. I don't think I feel that way. I just don't know if it's like my cup of tea. I don't think it's like the biggest, most amazing thing to me. The cards that I have on that I like, the ones that I saved and put in my binder, aren't even the characters. They were the ones that were like aura, and it was like water and sun and like a picture of a field and stuff. They were actually the artworks that I thought were cool, and they're like the ones that was like a cent. So what do I know? Like I'm not a Metazu like pro. Um, But yeah, it's cool. It's fun. It's just it's hard when you have Pokemon and like when you know so much about Pokemon, you have so many cool cards and
Yeah.
slabs and boxes and everything that you have to like compare it and like feel the same way when Pokemon's been such a big part of my life for 25 years. Like,
Yep.
sorry,
Exactly.
but
It's so
like
much more
it's
relatable, right?
yeah, I have a passion for Pokemon, literally. Like I'm passionate about it. Passionate about the hobby.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about the people that are in it. Like I want to see people making videos about Pokemon. I want to see that. That's why I watch you. Every video you make. That's why I watch all of our friends. Like a
Bullshit.
freaking 5,000 videos. Like I must have watched in the past year. It's ridiculous.
That's absurd.
I also think it's fun when there's humor. Like when you were blow touching a slab the other day and melting the fuck out of it. Like it's not all about like this card's a stonker, buy this one, it's gonna be a 10. Like sometimes like you can just talk about hobby stuff. Like that is so fun. Like just being in the hobby and around it, just like you would with your friends. If you I think it's a freaking beast. If you were like an inch away from it.
That son of a bitch. Yeah, it's this thing's heavy as fuck. This thing's like 20 pounds. This is solid. It's all steel.
Yeah, that's commercial grade for sure.
Yep. It and it's got a cold setting too. It's pretty cool. But yeah, this is not an air dryer.
What would a cold setting do? To cool it after you've heated it up.
Couldn't tell you. Couldn't have to tell you what you'd use it for, but it's there.
Come on, tradesman. Help us out.
Fancy living. Yeah, you're up next. Batter.
I'll go. Yeah, just Jack 21 again.
Yeah, shout out to Jack.
Appreciate the effort. Sealed investing is a bad way to make money. We wouldn't have said that if you bought a first ed base box a few years back. Why would you spend $50, £50 GBP to buy an ETB and wait a year or two for its value to maybe go up 30 when you can buy and grade a similar price single and get a similar, if not better, return in a couple of months if you get the 10? Also, the price of a box has to go up $10 first just to account for the shipping. Oh, there's so many nuances with that one. I've made money on ETBs. I've lost money on ETBs. I have ETBs sitting in boxes in piles. I have ones that I've got drunk and ripped open. Like, I'm a bad person to talk about sealed product, honestly. But there's almost zero risk because you could liquidate it at any price point. Whereas if you buy something you think's a 10 and it comes back as a 5, you're liquidating $1. Like it's just not the same. It's not apples to apples. It's apples to oranges for sure. It's very difficult to compare the two on what's better, what can make money. Celebrations ETBs. I think I got the Pokemon Center ones, and I like flipped them for like double. Like I sold them like pretty quickly after. I think for like 120, 130, something like that. I don't remember how long after, but you can definitely do that. I don't know if there's a lot of obvious cards and plays and slabs and stuff that you can do in the same kind of time frame, because you've also got to know your stuff. You got to be researching and play around. You got to kind of know what it is that is going to do that. You can't just buy one of everything or 5 of everything because there's just too many cards. There's thousands of cards every year released. Like some of these cards, 151. How many is like 400, 500 cards in that?
Yeah.
That can't do it. So screw it. Buy a box, sit on it. I mean, if you want to make money, don't be a sealed investor. Get a store or an office, buy from the warehouse, buy wholesale, and then sell them. Like if you want to make money, but it's not. Sealed investing isn't just about money; it's about speculating. Like people underestimate like the fun of it. Like you don't buy stocks to make money. Like that is what happens. That's the result of it. But like when you play with stocks, like it's not, you mess around on the Acorn app or whatever it is, Robin Hood, that kind of stuff. Like it's fun. It's just same with buying a lottery tickets, same as anything, and it's a hobby, and you've still got something there. When I go in and blow $100 on fishing gear and shrimp, I'm not making anything. It's okay. You don't have to make money. What about you?
Sorry, Just Jack. I gotta apologize for the wrath that's about to bestow upon you.
Uh-oh.
Sealed investing is a bad way to make money. I'm just gonna go through this line by line. False. He says, why would you spend 50 GBP to buy one? He said one ETB and wait a year or two for its value to. Could you imagine buying one ETB and calling yourself a Pokemon investor? If you're buying one ETB, it is not worth your goddamn time.
It's for the fun.
That is. You would make more money downloading an app where if you watch ads, you get paid pennies. That is way more worth your time. Maybe you're just using it as an example, but I completely agree. Buying one ETB, no way, not worth your time. You're only going to make, like you said, $10. If the thing, say it doubles in price, it goes to $100 and you paid $50. Now, minus your fees, minus the shipping, you're going to make $20 to $30. Okay, that's not bad, decent return. But like you said, you could do the flipping of the single card. This is where I agree with you. When you're doing just that low a quantity, makes sense to just go with the cards, 100%. But sealed investing is not a bad way to make money if you're doing any sort of volume. Like That one, not an option. Little peek into my brain. Today, I dropped $5,000 on 151 UPCs. That for me is a sealed long-term investment, speculation, whatever the F you want to call it. I bought it thinking, knowing this is the hottest thing I've seen since I've been in the hobby. I'm like, this is complete gas. Like, even if it doesn't go up, I'm opening these boys. Like, if they go to zero, this is my favorite set. This is the first set since I've been back in the hobby opening things. So I'm like, I'm gonna go balls deep into this. So I did that. I bought 60 UPCs. For me, not having a lot of time for me to take $5,000 and buy singles. Holy F. That's a lot of singles and a lot of effing work. To turn and burn that, to make that into money, you could do better than probably putting it into the sealed and putting it into the closet. But me, full-time worker at volume, there is a decent, really good chance of having a good return on that money. $5,000 if it doubles to 10,000 is way cooler. It's way cool. But again, it's you got to do it in quantity. You got to have it takes money to make money. That is a true saying. A true saying. So I agree with you in a sense. It does you can obviously maximize by flipping cards and getting the 10, knowing and define the 10, but it ain't for me. I'm not trying to buy and source $5,000 worth of singles right now because I would lose my effing mind.
What's the S&P average? It's like 5-6%, right?
Call it 6-7, I thought, but yeah.
Like on a $50 ETB, you got to make $3 to match the S&P in a year. Doesn't feel that difficult to like potentially make $3 on an ETB, especially if you're smart and you're not buying $50 MSRP ETBs. If you're buying them from somewhere on eBay at 42, you're even more likely to do that. Like it isn't. I don't think it isn't that bad of a way to make money, and I don't think everyone should do it and sink loads of money into it. I think obviously what you're doing is probably the most right way to do it if you can, like if it's within your means. I don't think anyone that outside of fun money, I don't think you should be putting anything in. Like really, you got to be real careful with that kind of stuff. But I feel confident that I could source an ETB, and I have and do source an ETB where I can make at least $3 a year from it.
We're
$6
comparing
in 2
Pokemon to
years.
S&P now. You sound just like my friend Nostalgianomics now, bud.
But I mean, it's just like math. Like,
It is.
yeah, you got inflation and stuff too, but we have the same thing with raw. Like, it's the same thing too. Like, I don't know. That's a tricky one.
Oh, I should put all of my money into UPCs. You're saying and pull it out of the 401k.
I mean, why not? Whatever. YOLO. Cash, do cash even better. Why not?
Yeah. Sounds good to me. Sounds good. All right. Thank you, Just Jack, for all the comments, man.
Yeah, that was a cool one.
Up next, Cashmere 7335, 2024, where we spend paper to put paper inside of plastic and sell plastic for more paper.
Say that again. You spend paper to put paper.
Where we spend money to put cards inside of plastic to sell the plastic for more money. It's the circle of life. Yeah, it's 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, and until the end of eternity, probably. This ain't going anywhere. It ain't. Ken Golden has been doing this since he's 21 years old.
Yeah, he's a
This
dinosaur.
shit ain't going nowhere. It'll be here
That's a
for a
fun
while.
one.
What do you
I think
think?
that's a
What do you think?
I just think it's a fun one. Like, I'm just thinking of that circle. It's fun. It's so fun making money and selling them and trading, and, like, even when I've lost money, like, I've learned from it, and I've had good experiences, like, losing money. I'm like, "That didn't feel good. I'm not gonna do that again." Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Live
it's
and learn.
cool because now I know how not to lose money in that way or in that area or whatever next time. I think there's a lot of opportunity there, and I've said it before, but I think the grass is greener where you water it. It's not greener on the other side. It's not always like should be doing this instead, or don't spend your money on that. Like, just do it. Just water the grass.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it. Get your picnic blanket out. Get your tea and your scones. Go for it. Just enjoy it. One life. SDC is here. Shout out SDC Hawaii, my Hawaii boy. Pokemon investors will all be gone by 2025. Hell no. There's so many people with so much money in this hobby. I am such a minnow when it comes to this hobby, for sure. When money's tied up in stuff, people ain't going nowhere. It's just going to keep moving around. Maybe less, maybe more. I don't know, but I don't think investors are going anywhere.
Yep. Yeah, Pokemon and sports cards are not like the blockchain. Not everything's traceable. So it's a tangible asset, which is interesting in how that works. But going to SDC's comment, you're smoking the finest Mexican black tar heroin if you think that's the case, bud. Like, there is no shot. Because that means December of this year, everyone's sold out or is gone. I'm gonna have most of my sealed product through for sure by next year. It ain't going nowhere. I don't plan on selling my UPCs this year, probably. So let it ride. You're wrong.
Got a long time of the year ahead. Don't never say never. That
I
one's
am not
probably
selling those this effing year.
the actual comment is probably the spiciest one so far. That's a good one. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have anything else to add.
Yeah, I hope not. It was the worst comment I've seen. I love you, SDC, but Jesus Christ. Midnight. Yeah, Midnight 0212. If Greeny and Oak don't up their game with their card cams, hand tattoos, and bounties, they will not make it on Whatnot.
Who do Whatnot?
Have you ever sold anything live on any platform?
Yes.
And you got tattoos, not on your hands. When are you gonna do that?
Wrist. Close enough.
Yeah.
I can make one now if you want. A
No.
little peek around the hand.
Do a little smiley face. No.
Is that up in our game though? I feel like that's just going downhill. I don't know if that's.
I think Midnight's got a thing for Godzilla. That's all I'm saying.
Hand tattoos, are they pretty prevalent and whatnot? Is that a thing? I don't know if I've noticed that. I can't even remember the last time I was on it.
It's like a running joke that they gotta have tattoos and the J boys.
Tattoos, gross.
Yeah, they're kind of nasty.
Yuck. Bounties. Yeah, we should do bounty.
So what'd you sell on? Feet Finder?
On YouTube. I did a YouTube live and sold
something?
for I did a box break, but I sold it at cost.
You did that live? Like you sold the packs while you were live streaming?
Some of them that were left over, yeah, because I think we sold the last few while we were live. Yeah, I feel like.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's a while ago now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I sold the last few while we were live. They added on.
We should do our
Hella
first
fun.
ever Slab podcast box break at the end of this year and grade some cards for people. That'd be cool.
That'd be epic. I would love that. We could do like Sun and Moon Base or Crimson Invasion or I don't know.
Never mind.
I want. Hey, there's going to be a special set at the end of the year. There'll be something fun. We could. I'm sure we could find something fun to open. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. No, I got nothing else for you, Midnight. I hope you and your love for Godzilla is good, and Godspeed.
Oh baby. Shiz.
Ooh.
I'm guessing that's my co-host Shiz. The Slabbed podcast will fall if they do not do lives at least quarterly. Woo. Okay. So I feel like you're kind of flirting with me a little bit there. Like, yeah. The answer is yes, Shiz.
Oh baby.
Let's
You
do it.
think they will fail if we don't do live streams quarterly? You think this podcast fails, huh? Wow. That's effed up.
You didn't say fail, you said fall.
Same effing thing.
Okay.
You think the Slab podcast will fall if they do not do lives at least quarterly?
I think it'd be fun. Why not? Let's do it. Let's keep the spice alive, baby.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll be doing more lives. We'll see. Because apparently Oak thinks we're going to fail if we don't. So here we go.
Wait, you said that.
I didn't. I just said a spicy comment. I didn't say I agreed with it.
Oh gosh.
That dude's smoking crack. This podcast ain't going to fail if we don't do lives, but Mr. Oak wants to do lives, we'll do lives. No.
Give the man what he wants.
I mean, it'll help us in this year, I think. It'll make it for an easier episode for us to do in our time.
The only problem is, yeah, the only problem is though that like if we did live, I'd want to go like 4 hours. Like I just would just not want us to stop.
No, you blue ball them after an hour and a half.
Oh, it'd be so fun. I know everyone in the chat.
Then they go abuse their wives.
That came in was just so good. Oh my god.
Yeah, we'll see. 4 hours is absurd. Nope. Yeah, so you said that one. Next one, old school Pokemon. Wow, shout out to that guy. He used to do Pokemon content.
Rings a bell.
He's coming at me in this comment, mother effer. He said Josh doesn't watch Pokeflips. First, Oak calling us Pokeflops in Orlando, and now Josh not even giving us a shout out. So, in the last whatever the episode that was, two episodes ago, I had said I started name dropping all these podcasts, and of course I skipped Pokeflops, but I think towards the end of it, I had said I'm sorry, and oh, by the way, but old school probably tuned out before then. He probably fell asleep, passed out on his bed, watching Teletubbies. So I definitely corrected what I said and mentioned Pokeflips. So here we go.
Yeah, they are a really good podcast, to be fair. I really do enjoy watching them a lot. Not just because I have a wrench. It is genuinely a fun podcast. I remember so many times, so many memories of those podcasts. They're good. They're good. Hey, time, bro. They're good. Gengar's Dem. Ranch is half mayonnaise. Way more than half. But good comment. I love it. Ranch is good.
No comment. Both are complete shit. Next comment. Fat Belly collects. YouTubers shill new cert PSA because they sold all their old 2 certs in the boom, and now they only have new certs now.
I haven't seen any of that. That's funny though. Is that a thing?
I mean,
what am I missing?
no, I feel like most people don't have two certs. Most people. When you see those, they're pretty rare. And
Is that the old label,
PSA
though?
8s and 9s. What?
Is two cert the old label
Yeah.
before the Lighthouse?
Yep.
Yeah.
But pre-Lighthouse primarily.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a sports card somewhere that's a very old one, but I don't remember how many old Pokemon ones I have.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, I don't think that's the case because, like I said, there's not a lot of two certs. And most people with the two certs were the people collecting before the boom.
Right.
And like I said, they got a bunch of PSA 8s and 9s in their collection that they're calling 10s. And they're not selling them because they're going to get PSA 9 prices because they look like dog bleep.
Yeah, I think that the main thing I ever hear when people talking about old certs and stuff is this one's graded better or this one's graded worse or this one's probably this or that, and it's like I can't even keep track of it, of all the different cert numbers and what if they should be good and if they're accurate or not, and if PSA was just trying to make money or they were actually following their guideline. I've heard every kind of take there is possible on all the different cert numbers, and just buy 10s, grade 10s, buy 10s if you're really not worried about if it's graded accurate, just get a 10 and then it is what it is.
Yeah. Yep.
Nan P90. I've seen you everywhere lately. Love it. Binder collections are more than slabbed collections. The more than symbol. Yeah, I have more binder collection cards. I can see 7 binders just where I'm sitting here within reaching distance. So for me, I probably have more binders, but I probably have more money in slabs, maybe. And that's kind of what I was alluding to earlier. I feel like slabs are like a luxury good. Like they are the fancy dinner at the steakhouse and not the groceries to cook at home, which is 90% of how you eat. You know, you make your own food. What about you? Like, I know
Are you
you've
calling
got.
Rattle Pokemon a broke boy?
Well, I mean, how much he fucking rips. He is an animal. He spends a fortune on cards. It's absolutely crazy. But it is, if he was buying those cards raw, the ones that he was filling in gaps, if you just opened a couple of boxes of stuff, I don't know. I just feel like it's cheaper. Like I've traded some cards. I traded with you. Melfi, but Silent just sent me it's over there. He just sent me a package with every single Star Wars card I needed left from the top Scrum set. He just sent me a package just full of every single card I needed. Like people don't do that with slabs. You can't just trade or like gift people like all the slabs that you need for a set. It's not a thing. I know I've given away quite a lot of slabs, but like they're like one-time things. You know, it's just I don't know. I'll shut up.
You're good. Binder collections are greater than slab collections. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna think of this in nostalgia purposes. Yeah, agreed. Like if I'm thinking money, no. If I'm thinking nostalgia, yeah, 100%. I love looking at binders. That was the first thing I did was put together some binders, and then the Pokemon went to the freaking moon, and then I sold the binders. So that would be cool to get them back. I have some cards, and it's more so I'm collecting more so like LP damage cards now because if it booms again, I don't want to have the urge of having to sell them. I don't want to do that again. So And if they're damaged in LP, it's not worth my effing time. So that's more so my thought. Like, I can't have tons of money in mint. Like, I don't know how many Yu-Gi-Oh collectors are grading. Like, they buy PSA 9s and crack them for binders. If you ever wanted to liquidate, you did yourself a huge disservice, because it
Yeah.
being graded is the
Expensive.
easiest way to cash, because it's already pre-graded and people know the condition. You don't owe them 30 pictures per card. So nostalgia purposes, love binders. It's amazing stuff. Now, our guy, Ditto Faction, the person who won the giveaway, he had said One Piece will surpass Yu-Gi-Oh in the big three by the end of 2024. What do you think? Somebody who's not in Yu-Gi-Oh and you're not in One Piece, what are you in? What do you think?
Uh, I spent like an hour on Sunday looking at One Piece cards, and there's some pretty cool cards. Like the artworks are pretty fun and modern and like colorful, and they tell like stories with the people in it, their characters. Like they have a lot of character in the characters. Um, I actually really liked them. I nearly bought like 500 different ones. I was looking at so many. I didn't realize there was so many already. Um, I actually really like it. I think I might buy some. If anyone has any to trade, you want to trade something, give me a shout, because like I was looking at I think it was Nami. There was a bunch of cool ones, and was it Summer? I think Summer was one. That was a cool one. Like a couple of like waifu style type things, and then there was like really cool characters, like the guys that they're fighting. Zoro, I think there was a cool one I was looking at. I don't know. There's just like a bunch of them, and I was like, these are fun. These are actually fun. I can see why people are getting a bit crazy about it. I like it. I think I'm here for it. And the show has been growing on me. You know, I watched a bit more at the weekend while I was doing some chores. I was watching and listening in and stuff, and I'm enjoying it. I think it's cool. What about you? Have you looked? Have you explored any of it recently?
One Piece?
Yeah.
So I'm a Pirates of the Caribbean fan, and I didn't know until 2 months ago that One Piece was about pirates.
I think I told
So
you, didn't I?
yeah, some asshole did.
Because I
And
just found out.
yeah, you probably did. And so that for me, that was a click. I'm like, dope. Now in my free time, which I haven't had yet, I plan on watching. I watched the first episode of the live action show. No way I will ever watch the 1,000 episodes of anime that are backlogged. No shot. I'm a live action guy through and through. I cannot sit down and watch a actual anime unless it's Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh. So that
Caveat.
being said, going down to the spicy commenter's comment. What was your overall, do you think One Piece can overtake Yu-Gi-Oh?
I don't know what is surpassing sales,
TCG.
interest, like
Yeah, both. I
yeah.
would say both. I'd say it's one. I'd say that's 1 for 1.
I think I could see it.
No.
Honestly, I could buy it. Like I'm not super like blindly optimistic about stuff generally. Like I want a bit of data, but the data I've explored and my feeling about it is pretty positive. I think it's pretty fucking cool, honestly. I like it.
Yeah. So TCGs, Yu-Gi-Oh in 2022 had their biggest year
Right.
since inception of 1999, 1998 in OCG Japan. They're looking at a $2.3 billion year in 2022. The cards being graded probably at all-time effing low. Nobody's grading and collecting graded Yu-Gi-Oh cards at all. The playability of Yu-Gi-Oh is at an all-time high. People are playing the ever-loving piss out of it. And I'd love to see the revenue of One Piece, but I'm looking at this right here. It says One Piece is on the top of the sales list for the actual anime at 6.3 billion yen. But
yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh in yen is like 290 billion yen
Yeah, not even close.
because of the Master Duel and all the online games. Like the people buying the whatever the packs and the crates and stuff in the games, printing effing money, printing. So it's Master Duel for Yu-Gi-Oh is like Fortnite. It is absolutely killing it. No shot. One Piece takes it over. There is demand. Like it's tough. Like it ain't gonna overtake it. Maybe in the next 5 years, could happen. Yu-Gi-Oh could do what Magic did and completely kick themselves in the dick, which people do that sometimes. Look at Medici. But I don't know. I don't think there's any chance in the near future. They keep doing what they're doing is good, but also it's not good because the base box prices are absurd. Like, do you want more people to play your game? Look at what Arcana's doing. They promised they're going to reprint the piss out of the game so people can play it.
Mhm.
And for One Piece, they like what did they sell those boxes? Like base boxes for $1,000+. Like that's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Nobody's going to want to play that game. Like that's not a good thing for increasing demand.
No.
So Yu-Gi-Oh is going to be there, especially this year. It ain't getting swapped out by the end of the year.
How much
Is that
crossover do you
yours?
think
Did you
there
read
is?
it?
Do you think there's a lot of people that would like both, or are they very different kinds of people?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Like,
I
'cause
don't
I'm
know.
thinking about
Mason Cardinal Gaming wouldn't maybe know, but I don't know.
Java. Like, I think he's interested in both. He said he watches the anime and stuff. Like, he has probably
Yeah.
bought cards. I've probably watched him open and show cards of One Piece stuff, and I know he likes Yu-Gi-Oh, right? So Java like Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, I feel like he's in everything. I feel like he's got super interested in this stuff. He could be a good
Yeah.
one to ask. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm the immortal god. No, that's the username. I'm not just saying that. I'm the immortal god. BGS should send a crossover grader to the eBay vault to check slabs for 10 and black label candidates, then charge a nominal fee to do so. That's bonkers. I don't know. I don't know about that. That seems bonkers.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Quit being nice. It's effing dumb. I, yeah.
People
Somebody's
listening to
paying.
this, people listening to this must be like, does Oak just laugh the whole? Like, do I just laugh the whole episode every single week? I'm just like I'm just laughing at you the whole time.
Don't beat around the bush. Like that is somebody's paying. You can imagine so they're gonna pay somebody. Fat Steve's gonna go sit at eBay for $35,000 a year. Beckett's gonna pay this dude to go there and cross over their slabs.
But like,
I mean,
what's the nominal fee? Like, they would then message the person who slabbed it, like, "Hey,
yeah.
do you want this as a
Hey,
black label instead?"
yeah. Yeah.
And
Hey,
then
by the way,
and
Mr. Shiz, I saw this in the vault. We completely effed up on this, sir. I don't know what we did. Give me $15. I'll make this right. Are you gonna
you don't. I think the worst part of it is increasing the black label population because you want that as low as possible. Surely that's why they're all 9.5s.
you want to hear a service? I'll give you a freaking service. Go to these card shops that don't grade cards and tell them, I will make you $200 this month. Let me look through all of your bulk. I'll grade a few cards and you're going to make some money. and then work that out into like some version, like you're going to give me X percentage. I will spend 4 hours every Sunday in here going through your cards, grading them, and you just getting to give me 3%. You could make better shot doing something like that. I don't know.
It'd be fun too.
Dusted. I love you. Thanks for commenting.
Hey, the
Hot
spice. Bring in the spice, man. This is exactly what we want.
Z Pike 8774 8675309. The next Pokemon boom will be when someone like Mr. Beast makes a video cracking packs.
Nope.
It's got to be way more in depth than that. So
They would
there's this
never pay
dude
him.
named Ryan. He's got a pretty big YouTube channel called Ryan's World.
The kid.
The child. The man
Yeah.
child. He's got a mustache. He's 12. That guy has Pokemon on his stream quite a bit. He wears Pokemon. They've ripped Pokemon. It's gotta be. It could give you a random spike, like people running ads for clothing or new CDs coming out. Like it'll throw a blip. Like it'll go, oh, we got an extra 100,000 sales, but it's got to be Gary V hype beast marketing, make money video by somebody big time. Taylor Swift making a video saying, "Hey, I just dropped $100,000. I made 200 grand overnight, and Travis Kelsey shaved his head and got extra cards from Logan Paul, and we're now best friends. And I'm married to Mike, Logan Paul's friend." Like just random shit has come together, and it's got to be about making money because that's what gets everybody interested is making money. So there ain't no chance Mr. Beast ripping packs. That'd be funny to see because there was a video. Leonhardt ripped packs with Carl, I believe. Carl from Mr. Beast. I mean, it's just ripping packs. It's not gonna do it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head. My wife's a teacher, and a couple of weeks back, right before Christmas, I kind of volunteered, went into a classroom, and I read a story to the kids in a classroom because obviously I'm an immigrant and I talk funny, and she thought it'd be interesting. So I went in and I did
What was
that.
the book?
I don't know. It was shit. It was some real crappy book that they wanted to listen to. I'd never heard it before. I didn't know what was happening, but
A puppy who lost its way.
the kids loved it. That was all that matters. And anyway, so I remember I walked in. I was saying hi to the kids and introduced myself, and they were like, "Oh my god, he's so tall! He's so tall!" And they're like, they're just being funny and cute,
Sizing you up.
and yeah, and 3 of the kids had Pokemon clothes on, like with like Pikachu and stuff. Just in that one classroom, 3 of the kids had Pokemon clothes, and I was like, "Oh, the kids already love it." Like Mr. Beast ain't gonna make a difference. Like kids freaking love Pokemon. Like it's not some new
His audience
thing.
is kids, yeah. Also,
It's been out 25
primarily
years.
me.
Like who doesn't know and love Pokemon now? This is it. Everyone in the world knows and loves Pokemon. Everyone. It's just, I mean, it's the IP, right? It's just the biggest thing. I build them like little mystery tins and bags and boxes and stuff. And when they're good, she like rewards them and gives them like a little mystery box of cards and coins, dice, all that kind of stuff. I throw things in there, fun stuff for them, and they just go crazy for it. So I just don't think a Mr. Beast video is going to do anything other than entertain them. They already love it.
If Mr. Beast made a video about the the felt hat Pikachu, good effing night.
Different story.
That card is destroyed. But if he just talks about Pokemon in general, like it's like
Right.
the whole Batman thing about, oh, there's gonna be a boat somewhere that blows up. Nobody gives a shit. But if you say one little person named Steve that lives in New York, he's gonna die in 12 days at this time, the entire world lose their minds. Basically the same thing. If Mr. Beast targets one thing, good night. Pokemon, too big to get him. It'll feel a little blip, but yeah.
Agreed. Eric Drinks Water, another superstar, said the hardest part of the hobby is to stop buying. I think there's a little bit of the fun in the chase with that too. Like even the leading up to the buy-in, I like searching and trying to find the card I need or discover new cards and like eyeing up what I'm going to buy and then trying to find it at the right price when I do find what it is that I want or need. And uh, there's, I don't think it's the hardest part of the hobby to stop buying. I don't want to stop buying. I think it's probably the best part of the hobby in terms of the actual cards. What about you?
It is. Last year was better, but you're not really. What are you doing in the hobby if you're not buying anything? If
Right.
you're not buying anything, or you're just selling, I guess you could be a seller in the hobby, but if you're not buying anything, you're going to run out of product. And if you're a collector and you're not buying anything, you're going to Toys R Us to trade on Saturdays. Like, if you're not buying anything, you're trading. So, yeah, it's pretty hard to be in the hobby, in my opinion, unless you're going to Toys R Us on Saturday. Still good on you to trade your Pokemans. Yeah, I'd say it's real damn hard to stop buying. Me
When you
myself,
when your trades run out too, though, like, you only have so many
yeah,
things to
exactly.
trade. You know, you
Yeah,
can't give them bulk.
yeah, you're gonna obviously you could get wrecked every Saturday you go in there. You're gonna get traded. Somebody's gonna trade up on you, and you're gonna take L's, and you're gonna eventually be stuck with a freaking base unlimited Weedle, and the dude's got a freaking base Charizard next to you. Like
Baby.
he's gonna walk circles around you. But yeah, you gotta buy to be in the hobby. Unfortunately, like I don't know how. At some point, you bought to get into the hobby, and maybe you got months and months and months of stuff, and you're chilling. But um, yeah, it just you got to be buying to stay in it. Myself, I was being a good boy until today, where I bought the UPCs, but I was like, I had been waiting kind of for a price to come around where I was like, hey, I can buy a shit ton of them for a decent price. I think it was like $89 to my door each
Mm.
UPC. Um, for like I said, 60 of them. So I was like, not passing it up. So yeah, it's tough if you want to just stay passive. It's still tough at that point, but to stay in the hobby, you're buying something as a seller or collector.
I think that's what keeps it alive. I think it's part of the whole modern thing, right? People want new stuff. They want new cards and new artworks and the new Pokemon. I mean, we literally have a new generation out, that we're working through right now.
Yep.
It's funny. Ditto Faction there, actually the next comment we should touch on real quick is saying that 151 will go down as this era's hidden fates. That feels spicy to me. I don't see any resemblance. I mean, a lot of interest. Like I don't know. I don't see it. I don't know.
What
I
do
don't know
is that
what.
a good thing or a bad thing in your mind?
I don't know. I don't think there's anything that similar between them. I don't. What do you think they're getting at there?
I think Hidden Fates was like the hottest thing to happen since sliced bread when it came out. I did not experience it myself. I came in 2020. You could find rumblings of some of this on shelves barely. And when you did, people already stonk dogging that to the moon. So it was one of those things, like, if it showed up on the shelves, it was
Yeah.
getting cleaned out at that point. But came out in 2019. The price of the ETBs now is $154 a box. So the price is there. That's okay. What was the RMS? What started at $35? So that's pretty damn good, actually. Like 5x for a standard ETB, 6x. So that's solid. Yeah, I could totally see this set 151 being similar to that, but different at the same time, because Hidden Fates had all the shinings and all that. That was the first, the baby shinies. That was the first for that. Whereas the 151, it's kind of a different feel, but it does a big thing about Hidden Fates is a lot of Kanto Pokemon. We have that again with 151, so it helps.
Yeah, that's a good
It helps
point.
carry sets.
Was Stained Glass Birds, was that Hidden Fates?
I
I
believe
feel
so.
like that. I feel like that was the promo in
It's
the
got the
ETB.
it's got the 3 birds on the box, so I'd assume so.
I miss that slab so much.
You had it?
I shouldn't have sold that one. Yeah, I really miss it. That's a really beautiful card. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I could see some of those similarities there. They just feel like completely different wavelengths to me. Like
Yeah.
one's
I think they'll
like
both
on a
be number 1 in their ears, so
different frequency. Yeah, yeah, and in that sense, I think that I could make the comparison there. But
yeah.
let's wrap it. That was fun. There's a lot of variation. It feels like in the comments this week. I've enjoyed that. But
Solid.
yeah, thanks for going through that. Congrats on a year. Thanks everyone for your
Cheers to
continued
you.
support. And yeah, it's been wonderful. I'm enjoying it. I'm glad we're still going. So here's to another year.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And cool. I'll see you guys later.
Awesome, man. You guys have a good one. Peace.
Bye, man.